Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a story that it starts as one kind of crime, a really cold-blooded plot, but then it twists into something just, well, far more shocking than you could probably make up.
Absolutely.
Imagine this. A secret plan, multiple attempts to carry it out, failing each time, and the reversal of fortune so complete, it's almost unbelievable.
It really is.
This is a journey into betrayal, serious greed, and the stunning irony of how justice sometimes gets served in the most unexpected ways.
Yeah.
We've pieced this together from, well, quite a few sources, including a really detailed transcript from a YouTube channel, Ratomasi, which did some amazing work uncovering the details.
And laid it out.
So our mission here is to untangle this really complex web, try to understand the motives driving these people, and just see how this bizarre series of events actually unfolded.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how the whole narrative just shifts so dramatically. You know, we start with a very clear target, a clear motive, but the repeated failures, the mounting pressure, it leads to an outcome that, honestly, nobody could have seen coming.
Nobody.
It's just such a powerful illustration of how even these, calculated crimes can spiral completely out of control and ultimately consume the people who planned them.
Yeah, consume the architects themselves. Okay, so let's set the scene. We start in Dhading, Nepal. There's a man named Akal Bahadur Praja. Seems like an ordinary vegetable farmer. He's originally from Makwanpur, renting land in Dhading, growing vegetables. Pretty normal life, right?
Seems that way.
Until he gets an offer. An offer that just completely shatters that normalcy and puts him on a very dark path.
And this is really where the seed of the crime is planted. Akal gets approached with this chilling proposition to kill a woman for 4 lakh Nepali rupees.
Wow, 4 lakh.
Yeah, and you have to understand, 4 lakh rupees. For someone like Akal, that's a life-changing amount of money. It could buy land, provide security for years, so maybe blinded by that amount, he accepts. And instantly, he's in this world he can't easily get out of.
That kind of money, like you said, it creates a huge commitment, but Akal figures, okay, I can't do this alone.
No.
He needs help, someone to actually, do the deed. So who does he look for?
Right. For something this serious, he seeks out someone with a reputation. Someone known for being tough, maybe a bit intimidating in his local area.
Okay.
And he finds this guy, Preethlal Singh, he's 25, from Makwanpur, known in his village for, well, let's call it thuggery, or being a local tough guy.
A tough guy. So Akal travels to Makwanpur to meet Preethlal. But he's cagey, right? He doesn't just spill the whole murder plot immediately.
No, not at all. He just says there's a big job, a big opportunity in Dhading, gives him 600 rupees for bus fare, and tells him to come quick.
Just enough to get him there.
Exactly. So Preethlal arrives 3 days later. He meets Akal and another person in this old house, and that's when the full, horrific plan is laid out. Kill a 40-year-old woman for 3 lakh rupees.
And Preethlal's reaction.
He initially says no. He rejects it, probably thinking about the risk, the severity.
But then, here's where it gets interesting, right? Preethlal turns out to be a pretty shrewd negotiator, considering the circumstances.
He does. He demands another lakh, bringing the total up to the original 4 lakh figure Akal was offered.
Okay, so back to 4 lakh.
Right. And crucially, he demands an assurance. He wants a guarantee he won't go to jail.
Wow. Not just the money, but immunity.
Exactly. Once he gets those assurances, 4 lakh rupees, and this promise of no jail time, he agrees. He's in.
What does that tell you? Demanding immunity like that?
Well, it suggests a couple of things. One, a very calculated risk assessment, even in this criminal context.
Yeah.
And maybe, like you said, a lack of trust. He wants that explicit guarantee.
Right.
It highlights the perceived value of the act, but also his concern about the consequences.
Makes sense. But even with those assurances, Preethal isn't entirely confident he can pull this off alone.
No, he says he can't kill a woman by himself. He insists he needs at least one more partner, someone trustworthy.
Yeah.
Akal and the person offering the bounty, they agree. They give Preethal 10,000 rupees as an advance to go find someone else.
So Preethal heads back to Makwanpur. And who does he approach?
His brother-in-law, Sanjalal Muktan.
His own brother-in-law. And Sanjalal's reaction.
Initially, Sanjalal refuses, wants absolutely nothing to do with it, recoils from the idea of murder.
Good for him initially. But Preetlal works on him.
Oh, yeah. He persists. He manipulates him, basically. Tells him the victim is some unknown woman, not from their area, untraceable.
Downplaying the reality of it.
Exactly, making her seem faceless. He says the crime will be done in secret, making it sound easy, risk-free. It makes it easier for Sanjalal to, well, justify the unthinkable.
And that does the trick.
It does. Sanjalal is convinced. He agrees to help. And just like that, the three-person team is assembled. Akal, Preetlal, and now Sanjalal.
Okay, so they have the team. Now, who exactly was this target?
Her name was Sushmita Silwal, a 40-year-old woman from Dhading.
And her background is key here, isn't it?
Absolutely critical to understanding the motive. She had lived and worked in Israel for about 14 years. 14 years.
Wow, a long time.
A very long time. Only came back to Nepal twice for brief visits during that period. And all that time, she was sending her earnings home diligently.
Investing back in Nepal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her husband used that money, built a solid house in Dhading, bought land in Siddhapila, Kathmandu. This was basically her life's work, funding their future.
She secured their future with her hard work overseas. But then she comes back permanently.
And that's when things soured. Her relationship with her husband, Chudamani Gill, started to deteriorate, and it was primarily over property disputes.
Ah, the classic tragic story. Control over the assets she earned.
Precisely. Chudamani was apparently making decisions about their joint property without really consulting her, donating some land, selling some off,
Okay.
and renting out a field for a pretty decent sum, 1,10,000 rupees annually.
Wait a minute. Renting out a field. Don't tell me Akal, the farmer.
You got it. Akal Bahadur Praja was renting that exact field.
No way. So Akal's landlord.
Was Chudamani Gill, the husband. The man who hired Akal to kill his own wife was Akal's landlord.
That is incredible. The person offering the 4 lakh bounty was Sushmita's husband, Chudamani.
The very man who stood to benefit most from her years of labor abroad. It's chilling.
Utterly chilling. Okay, so back to the murder plot itself. Chudamani, the husband, provides all the details, right?
Everything. Sushmita's movements, details about the house in Dhading, which was quite isolated, surrounded by banana trees, making it hard to see.
Right.
And crucially, the location of her outdoor toilet.
Okay, so the plan forms around this.
A very precise, chilling plan. They were to hide in the banana grove near the toilet, wait for Sushmita to come out to use it, likely at night.
Ambush her there.
Ambush her, strangle her, take advantage of the isolation of her routine. It shows a disturbing level of premeditation.
Okay, let's track these attempts because this is where things get almost farcical if it weren't so grim. Falguna 7, 2081, that's around February 2025 for us. Preetlal and Sanjalal get the call. Sushmita's arrived from Kathmandu, so that night, around 9 p.m., they hide in the banana grove, just like planned, waiting.
But it's cold. Sushmita doesn't come out to the outdoor toilet. First attempt. Fails.
They just wait for hours and nothing.
Nothing. They head back to Makwanpur around midnight, frustrated, presumably.
Okay, attempt 1, failure. Then what?
A few days later, Akal calls Preetlal again. Sushmita's back in Dhading. So they try again. Preetlal and Sanjalal back in the banana grove.
Second time's the charm?
Nope. After only 10 or 15 minutes this time, Akal tells them to leave, says Sushmita isn't coming out. Another failure.
This is becoming a pattern. The pressure must be building now.
Hugely significant. It highlights, yes, how hard it actually is to execute something like this, but also the escalating pressure on Akal, Preetlal, and Sanjalal, and likely immense frustration from Chudamani.
You can just imagine Chudamani getting angrier and angrier. So Akal goes back to him for more money.
Yeah, needs funds for expenses, gets another 20,000 rupees. Akal even tries to recruit another person from Makwanpur, but that fails too.
He's getting desperate. Attempt number 3.
Akal and Preetlal hide again, this time for hours until 2 a.m., but Sushmita never appears.
Still nothing. 3 attempts down.
They actually spend the night in a hotel in Manahari, regrouping, planning again.
They're persistent, I'll give them that.
Horrifyingly so. The next morning, Akal gives Preetlal 2,000 rupees for food, saying, the job still needs doing. They plan again. That evening, back to Sushmita's house. 4th attempt. Fails again. Sushmita doesn't come out to the toilet. Akal returns home, apparently visibly frustrated this time. It's almost uncanny how she keeps avoiding this, isn't it?
It really is, like fate intervening.
Yeah.
But after these 4 failed attempts, this is where the story takes that massive, shocking turn.
Exactly. It's the 27th of Falguna, 2081. Akal has just returned home from that 4th failed attempt, and back at Chudamani's house, something else happens.
What's going on there?
A local man, Sir Bahadur Sar, notices something's off. Chudamani Gill's house is locked up tight, which is unusual, and his dog is inside crying, sounding like it's starved.
Yeah, that's not good. Raises alarm bells.
Definitely. The neighbors get concerned. Chudamani's sister, Don Kumari Pandey, gets alerted. Her husband tells her, and get this, Akal had apparently told him Chudamani hadn't been seen for days.
Okay, interesting. So the sister rushes over.
She goes to the house, calls out for her brother. Nothing, just silence. That must have been terrifying.
Absolutely.
So Don Kumari and her husband, they force their way in. And inside, they make a truly gruesome discovery.
This is Chudamani.
It's Chudamani Gill, found dead in the attached bathroom of his own house. The scene makes it very clear it wasn't natural causes.
Horrific. What did this scene look like? The sources describe it.
Yeah, it's grim. His body showed multiple injuries, bruises all over hands, thigh, armpit, elbow, chest. Clear signs of a violent struggle.
And the cause of death?
A rope was tied tightly around his neck 3 times with a knot under his chin, bruising elsewhere. Back of the head compressed, blood smeared on his face and ears.
Definitely murder.
No question. They found the long rope still around his neck, and nearby, a pickaxe handle about 3 feet long, likely used as a weapon. Strangulation seemed the primary cause.
So the police are called, obviously. They start the investigation, send the body for post-mortem. They have to call his wife, Sushmita, and their daughter back from Kathmandu.
Imagine that call. Coming back to find the husband who was trying to have you killed is now dead himself.
The twist is just staggering. So Chudamani Gill is found murdered. The central question completely flips, doesn't it? It's no longer who wants Sushmita dead. It's who killed Chudamani and why.
Exactly. This is the pivot. The investigation into Chudamani's death is what unravels the entire shocking truth. The man found dead. He was the one who started it all, the one who hired Akal.
The intended perpetrator became the final victim, just the ultimate dark irony.
It really is.
But why? Why would Akal, Preethlal, and Sanjalal turn on the man who hired them?
Well, remember that pressure we talked about? The failed attempts, it all comes back to that. And the money.
Okay.
And the property dispute that started it all, Sushmita's earnings, the houses, the land. That was Chudamani's original motive for wanting her gone. He wanted control.
Right, the unilateral decisions, renting the field to Akal.
Yeah.
It all connects.
So the police get Chudamani's mobile number, they start analyzing call records, and who pops up frequently?
Akal Bahadur Praja.
Bingo. Now, initially, the police don't really suspect Akal too much. He worked for Chudamani, they drank together sometimes, seems like maybe friends or at least close associates.
Looked like a normal working relationship, maybe?
Right. But the facade crumbles pretty quickly. Akal gives inconsistent statements when they first talk to him.
Starts tripping up.
Exactly. And then the technical analysis, they find he's using multiple SIM cards. And those records show consistent contact with Preethlal Singh over the previous 2 months.
The hitman he hired.
The digital trail. Even with basic phones, it connects the dots. That's enough. Akal is arrested.
Okay, so Akal's in custody. They start questioning him seriously. Does he stick to his story?
Initially, yes. Denies everything. Tries to play the innocent farmer caught up in something terrible.
But under pressure.
Under sustained interrogation, he breaks. He confesses. Admits to murdering Chudamani Gill and implicates Preethlal Singh and Sanjalal Mukdan as well.
The whole story comes out.
Yeah.
So the motive. Why kill Chudamani?
It was the pressure. Akal reveals Chudamani had been absolutely relentless after the 4 failed attempts to kill Sushmita.
Demanding results or...
What? Or his money back. He wanted the 4 lakh rupees returned immediately.
And Akal didn't have it all, did he?
Exactly. He'd given maybe half to Preethlal as advances and for expenses, spent some himself. He was trapped, he couldn't complete the original murder, and he couldn't repay the money.
A desperate situation.
Critically desperate. This is the turning point. Faced with this impossible situation, can't kill Sushmita, can't pay Chudamani back, they make a decision.
If they can't kill the wife.
They'll kill the husband instead.
Yeah.
It's a brutal, pragmatic solution born of pure self-preservation, and the chilling part, they decide to kill Chudamani at the exact same location they had planned for Sushmita's murder.
In that isolated bathroom.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So Akal sets a new trap, this time for Chudamani.
Yes, he lures him. Tells Chudamani that Sushmita has gone back to Kathmandu, which was actually true. She had left that day.
Okay.
Akal says he needs to show his nephews the property. That's Preethlal and Sanjalal, pretending to be his relatives.
Yeah.
Uses this inspection as a pretext.
And Chudamani buys it.
Completely unsuspecting, he agrees. Leads them right to the bathroom area, the very spot he'd chosen for his wife's murder. He walked right into his own trap.
And then it was brutal.
Horrifically so. Sanjal apparently grabs Chudamani first, choking his throat. Preethlal starts punching him, repeatedly hitting his temples.
Then the rope.
Then the rope, passed from outside the room somehow, used to strangle him, tied with that knot. But even then, they weren't sure.
What else did they do?
To make sure he was dead, Preethlal repeatedly struck his testicles. A particularly brutal act.
And still
Potentially unsure or just needing absolute finality, they used the pickaxe handle found nearby to strike his neck, ensuring death.
the level of violence is shocking. It speaks to their desperation, maybe fear.
Absolute desperation and a determination to make sure this problem, Chudamani, was permanently silenced.
So after the murder, what do? Panic.
They flee, but try to cover their tracks first, clean up the blood as best they can. Preethlal takes Chudamani's phone and throws it into a river, classic move to destroy communication evidence.
Trying to erase the link.
Right. Akal gives Sanjalal a bit more money, 7,000 rupees. Preethlal claims he has money hidden back home. The immediate goal is just escape and remove evidence.
Where do they go?
They take a bus east to Manahari and Makwampur, spend the night, likely trying to figure out the next steps.
Laying low.
Yeah. The next morning, they go to the market in Manahari, buy new clothes, new shoes, get rid of the old ones they were wearing during the murder.
More evidence disposal.
Akal even throws his own cheap keypad mobile into a river there, trying to erase his own digital trail.
Smart, in a grim way. Then what? Split up.
Akal goes back home to Dhading pretty soon after. But Preethlal and Sanjalal, they hear that Akal has been arrested. This is on Bisek 3, 2082.
So they know the police are closing in.
Exactly. They panic and flee across the border to India.
Trying to escape justice. Does it work?
Not for long. They apparently run out of money, don't have documents. Life as fugitives is hard. Eventually, they sneak back into Nepal.
And the police catch them.
Yes. They're arrested. And faced with the evidence, and perhaps Akal's confession, all three end up confessing to Chudamani's murder. Their stories match.
So the police have a solid case now.
Very solid. CCTV from that hotel in Manahari, the call detail records showing their coordination, plus the detailed confessions from all three. A murder case is filed on Bisek 28, 2082.
And the verdict.
On Kartik 11, 2082, the Dhading District Court, Judge Gopal Prasad Waghel presiding, convicts all three defendants.
Justice served, in a way.
For Chudamani Gill's murder, yes. The sentence handed down was life imprisonment for all three. The full written verdict might still be pending, but the outcome is clear.
So let's just wrap our heads around this.
Yeah.
We started at Chudamani plotting to kill his wife, Sushmita, over property she earned. 4 failed attempts later.
He demands his money back from the killer she hired.
They can't pay, feel trapped,
Yeah.
so they turn around and kill him instead, using the very plan, the very location he designed for his wife.
The layers of irony, betrayal, it's just astounding. It really shows how a criminal plan, especially one driven by greed, can just completely implode.
Right. The breakdown of trust, even on conspirators, becomes the fatal element. Chudamani's pressure didn't just complicate things, it created a new, fatal contract where he was the target.
It's a grim illustration of unforeseen consequences. His own actions directly led to his own violent death.
A chilling reminder, really, of how intentions can spiral. A planned murder, multiple failures, a demanding client who becomes the ultimate victim of his own scheme. It sounds like fiction.
It absolutely does, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? In situations driven by money, by disputes over assets, how often do relationships, even marriages, unravel to such extreme, tragic ends? What's that psychological tipping point?
That point of no return. When does desperation just completely take over? An incredible, dark, and twisted deep dive today.
Truly remarkable case.
Thank you for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and remember that sometimes the truth is far stranger and definitely more shocking than any fiction you could imagine.